Hello everyone, my name is John Bussard. I'm an HPE Solution Center engineer for Ingram Micro. I help support HPE servers, blade system storage, as well as networking technology solutions. In my videos, what I like to do is show you a slide from a popular PowerPoint and then demonstrate to you what that means within a management context. Today, we're going to continue on our discussion with HPE's Morpheus VM Essentials. We're going to talk about its special integration with HPE's flagship storage, the Alletra B10000 solution. Right, and this is done through a specialized plugin that comes within VM Essentials. Right, and allows you to do a great many things. First off, it's got easy integration. So if you're looking at the easy button to be able to integrate in storage with the solution, the Alletra B10000 is what I would look at. Right, with this integration, they'll say it has kind of a vVols type of approach. I don't know if that's exactly right, but what I will say is every time you create a virtual machine, it'll have its own independent volume on the array itself. And there's a lot of benefits that come with that. So hardware-based snapshots, you can enable a ransomware detection on a per volume basis. You could do things like what they'll call quality of service, which what that is if you have a volume that is actually making, taking its lion's share of the performance off of the array, you have the ability to be able to reel that in a little bit, or maybe, do cost back or charge back, not only based on the amount of space that they're using, but also performance, right? So those are nice things to be able to look at. Now, my solution certainly does have the Alletra B10000 solution, but I do think it's important to note that my solution is actually a part of a PC3000 solution. And if you don't know what that is, well, the name changed a little bit. Originally, the solution was called DHCI, or Disaggregated Hyperconverged Solution. So basically, it's a hyperconverged solution that doesn't rely on software-defined storage. Over time, marketing kind of changed the name to Private Cloud Business Edition, right? But that's really a tile up within the GreenLake platform, the cloud-based management platform, right? And it can manage not only a DHCI solution, but it could also manage a SimpliVity solution if you wanted to. So the name changed again, and now it's called Private Cloud 3000. Or a lot of people abbreviate is PC3000. So my setup is based on that. And if you really want the easy button to be able to deploy this entire stack, then I would look at a PC3000 deployment because, once you get this racked and stacked, it should deploy very quickly within an environment. Right. But as I go through these menus, I'm going to go through them with the perspective of just the integration of the Alletra B10000, so you can see what that's all about, even if you had to integrate it manually within this environment, which is not very hard. So with all that being said, let's explore this management context. I'm going to show you this integration in 3 different menus. Now you can really do everything within this interface, and this is the Morpheus VM Essentials interface. As a matter of fact, if you've been following along with my videos, you know that this is a lot like vCenter, meaning that this is where you'll go to be able to manage your entire virtualized infrastructure. I will say that as I go through this, you should be able to follow along, but if you haven't been following along with the videos and you find yourself a little bit lost, I would go back and look at the videos that I've already created on this topic. So the 3 menus I'm going to show you is, again, the Morpheus Manager interface, the Local Array Management interface, and let me log in here. All right, a lot of people don't realize that an Alletra B10000 has a local management interface, but it certainly does, and we'll use that. But you can also manage this from the GreenLake platform through Data Services or Data Services Cloud Console. And today we'll be using block storage because this is where we'll go to create our volumes. And what's nice about the Data Services Cloud Console is you can manage all your arrays up from the cloud as if there are one. So these are the 3 arrays that I'm managing. Not all of them have the same local management interface. So this interface is kind of the great unifier. But what I'm going to show you here is I'm going to go over to dashboard. I'm going to go down to storage. And now we're looking at all the volumes in all my arrays, but if I can narrow this down a little bit, and we'll just look at the Alletra MP here, and we'll apply that. All right, and you can see that I have 8 volumes that are sitting over here. Actually, they're volume sets. I should define that it's a set of volumes that you manage as a single entity. It can be just one volume though if you want it. But you can see I have 8 over here. Now if I look in the local management interface, I can go to storage and then virtual volume sets, and I can see that 8 set of volumes that I already have in this environment. All right, let's first take a look. I'm going to go up here. We're going to provisioning and incidences where my virtual machines are. And we can see all the virtual machines that I have up and running right now. All right. All right, I can go over here. I can actually start virtual machines if I want to. Right. But we can also take a look at where these virtual machines live. So if I go up on the Alletra MP B10000, and I know these are a little bit cryptic of names for volumes, but they're kind of changing that, and we'll see that, as we go through these menus or these configuration options. If I select this first volume, you'll see it's related to this virtual machine called Our Worker. So if I go in here, we'll see the Our Worker virtual machine right there. If I go back and we look at this virtual machine, you'll see it's snapshots. So the naming is a little bit, so over time they added a little bit more to the comments. I will say that now when you look at the volumes, you'll see that they'll kind of have part of the name in it. But again, this is the snapshotting volume. All right, so that'll be this virtual machine down here. So we have the ability to understand that one-to-one type of ratio. So every time you create a virtual machine, a volume will get created in on the back. Now I'm going to scroll down a little bit. We're going to go back to that snapshot VM, and let's talk about the snapshotting capability that you get with this solution. So if I go over into the incident for the virtual machine, right there is the virtual machine itself, and I go to backups, you'll see that I have 4 snapshots. Now, traditionally in a virtualized environment, when you take virtualized snapshots, they're software-based snapshots, meaning it's going to freeze your virtual machine hard drive and then write changes to a delta space inside the environment. Right, and then if you take another snapshot, it's going to freeze that delta and then create another delta space and write it to that. When you do that through a software mechanism, for a virtual machine to get the source of the truth of its data, it has to go through all those files. So that's a lot of time why they say if you take a snapshot in VM or even VM Essentials, you want to get rid of it as soon as possible. So snapshots are good for, you got an update or something, you don't know how that update's going to turn out. You might take a snapshot before you apply that update, then go apply the update. If it works, you delete the snapshot. If it doesn't, you revert the snapshot because it's all software based. But when you do this integration with the Alletra MP via the plugin in this environment, you are actually creating hardware based snapshots. So again, we can see I've got 4 snapshots down here. If I go up to the Alletra MP and we select the virtual machine, so again, there's that snapshot virtual machine. We'll scroll down. You'll see I have 4 copies. And if I view the copies, we can see each of these snapshots that exist. And if I want to create another snapshot, we'll just go up here to Actions. We'll click Create Snapshot. I'll click Complete. Scroll down. We can see it creating down below. If I go back into the array, we can see now I have 5 snapshots. So it reached into the array and actually took the snapshot for us. And we did that through the VM Essentials context. I can actually go over here and click Delete. Right, we could remove this snapshot. We can see it's removing right here. Right, and then we can go up into the Alletra MP. Right, we see we only have 4 copies up here again. Kind of nice being able to have hardware-based snapshots because now I can keep them around for a little bit longer within my environment. I don't need to worry about that so much because I'm relying on the performance of the array to handle that. And they handle just like normal snapshots in a virtualized environment. So for example, if I get this console here, as a matter of fact, this whole desktop is filled with PDFs. So I'm going to go through and we're going to go delete a bunch of those. And maybe we thought to ourselves, hey, maybe I need some of those files. I better recover it. So let's go up to our backups, and then we can click Revert. And then when we click Revert, we will see under History. Well, let's refresh. All right, we can see the snapshot reverting up here. Again, we can look under History. We'll see it happening down here. can even go up here and see it reverting over here. I will say that reverting a snapshot does take a little bit longer than the software-based snapshots, right? But it's not all that long, and actually you'll get more benefit out of being able to keep the snapshots around. So this will take a little bit of time. So we'll come back and see how this goes. It's almost done actually, but let's go look around and take a look at some other things. There is also a storage vMotion, or a vMotion alternative, I should say. So for example, I've showed you that in other videos, but in this case, we'll look at that same virtual machine here. We'll look at storage. We'll see it's sitting on local storage right now. And just to remind ourselves, right, if I look at the local management context here, I have 8 volumes, right? If I look up here in the cloud, I'll just refresh this. You'll see I have that same 8 up here. Okay, so it's local, so let's migrate this up to shared storage. So I'm going to click reconfigure, change it from local storage to the Alletra MP, and then click reconfigure. And again, we can see that migration start to happen here. We can also see that down in history. And if we click up here, we can also see that happening up here. Now, if I go look up in the array, you'll see now that I have 9 volumes. And you can see how they're naming these volumes now. So it resembles a little bit closer VM name. Now, if I dig in a little bit deeper, I can see the full name here. All right, so that's kind of nice. All right, we can also go up within the Data Services Cloud Console. We can see we got new data available. So let's reload this page. And we can also see that volume up here. So again, we did all that from within the VM Essentials Management interface. It's already done. All right, this is a small VM. All right, and if I wanted to move it back, we just go reconfigure and move it back to local storage. And then they'll move back. It'll take a little bit longer because it's got to migrate everything on down. So we shouldn't see changes just yet. But when it's done moving, you'll see that volume get tore down. All right, let's go back to incidences. Let's go see if our snapshot is back. Looks like our VM is up and running, so let's click on that. It's almost done. We could probably get into a console of this guy. We'll log in. And we can see how we've got all our PDFs back. All right, our storage is still being migrated. So we still have 9 volumes over here. So let's go through and let's actually create a virtual machine within this environment. All right, so we're going to click Add. All right, I'm going to select HVM. All right, our groups, our cloud. We'll give it a name. Why don't we call this YouTube Ingram Micro. We'll click Next. All right, I'm going to do like I did before, a real small Ubuntu machine. All right, I'll make it an odd number so we can see it. We'll put it on the Alletra MP. I'll select my network. I'll select my image for my image repository. I'm going to click Next. Click Next again, and then Complete. And then this is going to start deploying. So let's go take a look inside our environment up here. All right, there's our new virtual machine, or our volume for our virtual machine, I should say. It looks like our storage migration is also completed. So if I look at the history here, we can see it's done. And there it is. We can actually go in, get a console to this guy, and see it booting up. So there's a lot of benefits to using this integration in with an Alletra MPB 10,000. So if I had a standalone Alletra MPB 10,000, how would I integrate it? Now, what I'm going to show you is already set up as a part of a private cloud 3000 install or a PC 3000 install, or if you go by the older names, Private Cloud Business Edition or DHCI. So this is done for you as a part of the deployment, but it's not too hard to kind of follow what you need to do to actually integrate this. So the first place that you integrate your Alletra MP B10000 is under infrastructure. So you select infrastructure, right, and then go to storage. All right, remember I told you storage over here, if you've been following the videos, the storage makes resources available globally into this environment. It's not necessarily where your virtual machines go in. So we're going to make the array available globally inside this environment. And the way we do that is underneath servers. You can see here, I already have this integrated, but there's the IP address of the array. And you can see that's reflected up here. All right, so how did this get in here? Well, if it was a standalone and you're adding it on, you'd click Add. You can go down and select Alletra MP Block Storage, and then you'd fill this out. As a matter of fact, I can close this and we can look at the Edit button over here and we can see what's been filled out. So there's a name for a server, so remember this because we're going to have to pull that down later. Description, it's enabled, it's block storage, URL, and then the credentials. You need the credentials to be able to log into the system. So now once the array has been added as a resource in the environment, I need to add it to a cluster. So if I go up to infrastructure and then cluster, here's my VM Essentials cluster here. So if I select that, all right, I can go over to storage in this category. And you can see it's been added. All right, so again, how is that added? You click Add, give it a name. All right, you select the type. All right, Alletra MP Block Storage. All right, so you can turn on ransomware detection on the entire array if you wanted to. You're going to select your protocol, and as well as a CPG. So let me cancel this. Let's go look at the one that's already deployed so we can see it. So CPGs is a little bit older term. We don't manage those so much within an Alletra MPB 10,000. But if you look at a Primera or an older 3-par system, you could certainly get in and manage the common provisioning group. And this is just how it spreads blocks out in a redundant fashion underneath the array. The new arrays just usually have one CPG on them that you use overall. You could create more through the CLI, but most people do not. At any rate, there's the CPG. But once this is done, I have the ability to assign that or create virtual machines by using this storage. So what I would do, again, if I went over to provisioning instances, I would click Add, select the HVM over here, and then obviously we're going to give it a name. We're going to click Next, and then over here you'll see that I have the Alletra MP listed right now. All right, and then at that point, this will create the volumes on the array as I create virtual machines within the environment. All right, so it's an easy way to interact with this. If I go back over to the infrastructure and storage and go into servers, this is where I added this. This is a hyperlink, and I can click on that. All right, I can get a summary of the array, capacity utilization, as well as ransomware detection. All right, and if I go over to alerts here, see if there's any alerts. I can also see the volumes that exist, and I can also turn on ransomware detection here. Actually, there's a few different places I can turn on ransomware detection, right? But I could do that all within here. All right, if I go up in the Alletra MP interface, I can grab a volume. Here, we'll grab our new virtual machine, and I'll click Edit here. I can also turn on ransomware protection down here. I can also go up inside the management interface, and I suppose we better refresh. So up within the Data Services Cloud Console, I can do the same thing. So if I select the volume here, or the volume set, I should say. All right, and I go over to Actions and Edit Volume Set. You'll see again, I've got ransomware detection over here. I also have Quality of Service, and this is the ability to be able to scale down the performance of the volume. Again, if you have a volume that's eating its lion's share of the performance on the array, you have the ability to do that based on IOPS or throughput if you wanted to. Right, you can generate alerts, all those things within this environment. All right, so that's a special integration of the Alletra MP in with HPE's Morpheus VM Essentials. I hope you enjoyed this video, and please stay tuned for more videos.